Welcome back to the Ranch It Up Radio Show, the most information packed into a 30-minute program that you can find. It's your All Things Ranching newscast, and so glad to be hanging out with each and every one of you for 240 episodes. That's what we're on. Questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, rants, it doesn't matter. Give us a call or text at 707-RANCH-20. That's 707-726-2420. Our email is ranchitupshow@gmail.com. Make sure you have show in there, ranchitupshow@gmail.com, and prowling around social media at Ranch It Up Show. Our series on summertime herd health continues. Today we're talking about bloat. Now, if you're grazing wheat pasture cattle, maybe grazing alfalfa, we've done that a number of times. That's interesting. Or just grazing in general, bloat can devastate a herd in record time. We know that. There are many different ways and various products out there. So today, we're going to focus and highlight on one of those products, Farmatan. Yep, y'all heard me correctly on that one, Farmatan. Normally, we talk about using Farmatan 90 days prior to calving to prevent scours and coccidiosis in calves, right? Well, today, we're talking about using it to fight bloat. Joining us is Joe Knopp, Key Account Manager for Imogene Ingredients, who brings us Farmatan. Joe, thanks for coming on the show. Tell us about this bloat situation in Texas that you ran into and how you used Farmatan.
Well, I had a gentleman from Cheyenne, Wyoming call, ordering product for himself, some liquid Farmatan. And I told him what all we could do. And then after we got all the particulars out of the way, he said, "You need to call my buddy in Texas. He's having cattle bloat." I said, "Okay, how many head does he got?" "I'll give him a call." Well, I called the gentleman, and he said he had 10,000 cows, and that's about how many 6-weight cattle they had out on wheat pasture. So we went down there, and they said the day they put it in, the cattle quit bloating. We were going a gallon of our Farmatan liquid to 400 gallon of water.
You were just applying it right to the water is what you were doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, because the water, with what we were working on, the water just is so much quicker as far as the availability of it. So anyway, we got called down there and we put in a gallon of our Farmatan liquid to 400 gallon of water. We were putting it right out on the pasture. The cattle were grazing wheat, and we put it right out in the pasture. And basically what we're doing is it slows down the digestion of the feed, and it dissolves. You know, you get a big foam mat. Once you get that rumen, it starts backing up. You get a foam mat in there, and then it just continues to ferment. And you know, as you know, the rumen is a fermentation vat, so it just got hotter and hotter. And literally, these guys were losing animals. And we put this Farmatan liquid in there, and that's all we did. And it changed everything.
And
it changed everything.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there, Joe, but wheat pasture cattle, is that what you said these were grazing on?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they were all out on wheat. You know, they had, oh my gosh, between 9,000 and 10,000 cattle grazing wheat.
You know, many times that we've talked about problem situations and going and using Farmatan. And of course, I mean, we have to say it's on a case-by-case basis. And also we need to say you need to visit with Joe, you need to visit with the Pauls and talk about your situation. And of course, results aren't guaranteed. We got to say that as well. But however, it seems so many times that we've had these discussions, it's been based on an existing problem. So let's talk about preventative care for a little bit. Like these guys down in Texas, and you said you were adding it to their water. Are they continuing to use Farmatan and everything that they're doing, and they're now trying to get ahead of the problem to be proactive instead of reactive?
Yes, they are. And I have to tell you this because from my point of view, $3 meat. Okay, we got $3 meat going across the counter. I told them, Tigger, when they put it in, I said, guys, be ready for this, because when you get an animal to drink more, they will eat more. I was down there last week for 4 days. The cattle that are supposed to be weighing 795 to 800 coming off the wheat are weighing 865 and 870.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, so they are seeing what we've done. So now, yeah, to go to your preventative, we're working to go through the dry feed into the feed yard. We're going to start going on the receiving cattle. We're trying to get everything in place to set up a water program for the first 10 days, leave the Farmatan in the water, but get it in the receiving ration, get it in those rations.
Joe, I know that you said that you used Farmatan in a liquid form in Texas, but Now, thinking of the future and ease of using the product, even easier, what about in like a block format, like salt blocks that we can just throw out there and, that cow, she can manage herself the amount of intake that she needs?
We have, man, you've been reading our mail. We are putting it in. I know there's a company called C90 Agri-Minerals. We're already in their blocks. They make a 40-pound block that is working very well for us. We are making blocks for this certain operation I'm telling you about. We put it together with the block maker, and we are making a semi-loaded block. So yeah, you want a block with the Farmatan, okay, a certain number of blocks, or we put it in the mineral. But yes, sir, we have the lick tubs, which we've talked in the past. But we do have a good mineral block with the Farmatan in it. Consumption is not a problem. We spend a lot of time with the right people to get our consumption right.
Kind of going forward, is it, and I know it's an army of just a few of you with Farmatan. It's slowly growing, and you work on a outfit by outfit basis. It's literally one producer at a time and visiting and putting together a program for them. So in terms of preventative or just maintenance, maybe I think is the best way to say this, are you working towards, Joe, of saying, okay, here's kind of our 365 maintenance program where it can help augment with some of your other mineral programs? Is that kind of where we want to start moving versus just focusing on the problem side per se? Because I know we do that in terms of getting it in front of the cows prior to calving, but now I'm kind of looking after calving, and I'm literally looking at this time of year.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yeah. And, everybody's finally starting to get some rain. That's good for morale, but we are working. So how can we? That's a great point, because we want to be proactive. How can I do it? It's easier to keep them healthy than it is to straighten them out. So yes, we are working to try to be proactive, and like the cow-kept program, like you alluded to earlier, the 60 to 90 day, we'll do that. And that's 15 grams per head, but we've got guys starting to go year round. We put it in at 10 gram, and we go to their mineral manufacturer, and they put it in.
So just kind of landing a plane on this, Farmatan in and of itself, if I'm kind of understanding everything correctly, it helps augment your existing nutritional program, really kind of keying in. Is that the right way to really kind of describe how Farmatan works? Not to replace an existing mineral program or an existing nutritional program, correct?
That is correct. We do not want to do that. We want to work hand in hand with whoever you're using. If there's a way we can improve your bottom line, please give us a call. In a nutshell, it does enhance what you're feeding.
Joe Knopp with Imogene Ingredients, thank you so much for the time and coming on the program. Now, if you have any questions about Farmatan or how it may work on your operation, you can give Joe or the Pauls a call at 515-745-1639 or check out farmatanusa.com. And if you can't catch the crew at Farmatan, no problem. Get a hold of Beck and I, and we will make sure that we personally get you in contact with a rep near you. It is time for a commercial break. You're listening to the Ranch It Up radio show. Crew, keep it parked.